Good evening, everybody. What is that noise? I need to mute that. Okay. Good evening, Mikey. How you doing? Can you hear me all right? This is the first time streaming from the computer, using my OBS studio. So I'm just using tonight as kind of like a tester stream, really, just to make sure the sound's coming through. Yeah, we can mute that, that's fine. Sound is great, bud. I'm all good. I actually slept when she was meant to, so now listening to your sexy voice and playing Resident Evil Village? You've written RR, but I assume you mean Resident Evil Village. So I've got my chat down here on my phone, because currently my second screen is not set up. And my laptop is not playing ball, which is helpful. And I keep looking here, because that's where I look when I'm PlayStation, but the camera's up here. So we're just trying to figure stuff out. So the setup we've got here is all a little bit more in depth. There's a much wider shot. You can see a lot more of the background. The blue does wash out my portraits a little bit, so that's something to think about. But yeah, let's have a look, see what we've got. Drop you down there. Wonderful. So my plan tonight is to just chill for an hour or two and get some... I'm seeing a very cool water bottle behind you. What? Right? Oh, it's the other side. Right here? They are pretty cool, aren't they? The old Crescent Moon Alchemy water bottles. I like the fact it's hyperlinked cool.water. Is that a thing? So, stream goals tonight. Stream goals. No idea. I like that my chat is appearing on the display like it's meant to. Let me just click off of this so we don't... There we go, that's better. So, how are we all? What have we been up to then, Mikey? So tonight we need to create stat blocks. Stat blocks. Generally, what we'll do is we're just going to pop over to here as well, because I need to not much. Have a lovely day with the girls. Sort of some Warhammer stuff. Nice. I never got into Warhammer, which is probably good because I don't think my bank balance could afford it. So that's right. Cortex. That's what I want. Boom. Boom. I'm going to open that up as well because I want another one of them. Let's have a look. Okay, we'll take that. Boom. Drop that down onto 4 viewers. This is nice to start the night off with. Where's the thing I normally use? Been a while, hasn't it? Is there one on a background? Because that would be pretty handy. Yeah, maybe we can take that. Okay, let's go. Warning. Warning. WLS. Let's go. Potential WLS campaign spoilers. Create logo. How's that looking? We can look at the colour scheme that way, can't we? Warning. Oh, it's very small. Okay. That's fine. We'll find another one. What we got? So what's that one under? So I've got like some tags we can look from. Recommended designs. If I search the word sign, did not do what I needed it to do at all. That's all right. We can do that. Maybe we'll just do my normal text just to be serious. Warning. Pretend. I'm forgetting how to spell basic words. Potential. W-S. Campaign. Spoilers. Can we change the colour as well? We can. Well, let us do so. We'll make that thicker there. Did I just get a message? I did not get a message. That's good to know. Don't want to start the ball too high, do we? Warning potential. Create the logo. Boom. Download the logo. Yes, we love that. We're going to go to OBS. We're going to add a layer. We're kind of learning on the go. This is new for me. Then we need an image, so we'll call it spoiler. We'll go to browser. We need to go to download. Yes. Make it a bit smaller. That's more for any players who join. But best way, bud, got to start from the beginning always. Exactly. And so far, I mean, as the viewer, you can. I'm talking to the chat. I need to talk to you, not the text on my phone. You, as the viewer, you'll be able to tell me how the experience is if things need to be tweaked. So, for example, in the opening waiting room for the starting soon, was the music too loud? Was the music too quiet? Good evening, Pigeon de Papier. Welcome to my just chilling D&D prep chat stream. I don't have a decent title for it. Well, I guess it's the first whatever Wednesday, which is my new streaming schedule. How are you doing tonight, Pigeon? Seemed good, and the transition to this was alright. There was no bugs, so to speak. Brilliant. Okay, and I do also, while I've got the browser, I want to just see if I can get a Crescent Moon Alchemy. Okay, yeah, let's take that. You need to open up. I need something that's slightly better quality than that. I'm good. This new setup's looking good. Thanks. I'm really happy with it so far. When I stream gameplay at the moment, it's from my PlayStation straight to Twitch, so I don't have the ability to add any of these overlays. But I've got the OBS program, and I've set it up on the computer so that it's a little bit more smooth. The wife has just got home, so I'll still be listening, but maybe later. But that's all right, Mikey. I'm going to be live for a little while anyway. But yeah, I'm looking at possibly making it so all my streams come through this. It's just something that's beyond my current technical ability, and I'm working towards it. But this is a test stream to see how it works. So I should be able to switch from page to page. I've got a starting screen, an ending screen, a be right back screen. If anything is a little bit janky, let me know, please. I won't take offence, because I'm learning as I go. This is the first time I've properly gone live with it. I'm hoping there'll be no signal issue or lag. So far it looks good. Again, you guys are the only people who'll be able to let me know. Oh, it doesn't like it's trying to auto. Can I give a suggestion? I'd love you to give a suggestion. I'm just sitting in silence and waiting. That's not good for anybody, is it? You should have accolades the best on your screen at all times. I see. Now, I like that. I'm currently just trying to find a nice image for Crescent Moon, so I can plug as and when. I've got this one, but it's not the best of images. We might go. Oh, actually, yes, it is. It just hadn't rendered. So let's save. Okay. Crescent Moon Alchemy. Boop. And then we're going to go back to that. Open that. Boom, boom, boom. Back to this. So if I want to, Mikey, you know OBS better than I do currently. So I'm currently on the scene for my Just Chatting chill page. Am I able to access one of the other scenes without changing to it, or is that now I'm live? Is that not an option? Where to make you one? I have a bunch of images. Hey, yeah, if you want to make me one, and basically just do a nice Crescent Moon Alchemy image with like the web address and my discount code MandyPants101 for a 10% discount, that'd be great. That's all right, Mikey. Don't you worry. We're learning as we go. I can Google that. That's the thing. So if I right click, show in multi-view. If I right click on, oh no, we don't want that. Okay, I'll message it to you. I'm gonna mute the computer because I don't want that to. Can you still hear me? I don't want that to mute the microphone as well. Again, as I said, I'm learning as we go. I'm opening up Messenger as we speak. Unless you can't hear me, then I'm not speaking. Now I can't see any of my notifications, so this could be not problematic, but Paper Pigeon, I just seen that you subscribed using Prime yesterday. Thank you so much. Welcome to the next tier of the Mandy clan. Thank you so much. I've mentioned it before. I'm not trying to push on it, but we do have the Discord if you did want to join that, because there is also a there are channels where you can chat on there. Let me go back to the chat. Right, Mickey is trying to load stuff on here at the moment. We'll give that a few minutes to do that, and then I will attempt it in a minute. That's right. We'll put that back up. Can you hear me? You still hear me? I didn't cut out at all. Right. Well, for now, we're just going to put this back up here. So we've got to do the stat blocks for. Ba 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 da ba. The little fly. Be gone, little fly. You don't belong here. Okay. Boom, ba dum, ba dum. What's the stream? What is the stream info? Edit stream info. Let's have a look. Come say hi. Oh, I'm not on there. We need to change that. Dungeons and Dragons. We're changing all the details because it's not accurate. Prep and chill. So I need to change the stuff on here, basically. Whatever, Wednesday. Okay, so that should be updated now. Back to the chat so I can see people. How are we doing? 2, that's fine by me. am I opening it there? I can do it here, can't I? See, I'm so basic at this point. Boom. There you go. I've sent you a message, Mikey, so you can have the information. Right, so so we're trying to make our list of things to do. At some point I'd like to have a little to-do board up here so we can adjust that, but that is something to work on for another day. So I don't remember what some of this stuff is called. I don't have to go downstairs. Can I wonder if I can access it from here. Oh, actually, I can't get to another USB. Otherwise I would. That's all right. We'll figure it out. We'll get there eventually. Okie dokie. So we've got to do that stat block. I might have to go and grab my other notebook that's got some of my information in it. Okay, I'm going to do that because it'll be a lot easier. Right, I will be back in a moment. This is the perfect chance to test out my Be Right Back screen. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. I'll see you in a minute. I'll be working my way back to you, babe. I have returned, as you can tell. So, hello and welcome back. I don't have a lot of physical space here to work with. So we are working with what we're working with. Right, let's have a little look, shall we? So I need to look at Mirabar East. I think are we there? No, we're not quite. The Root and Rouse. That's what we wanted. We wanted the Embercross Bakery. Okay, so we need to see. I need somewhere I can put my book. Can I do that? Oh, look at that! Like a professional. See, I'm getting good at this. Right, so we need to. So these are important stuff at this point. Okay, I'll have one of those. Okay, so we've got those, some of those, and then we also need to just get I need to check the spelling of that. It's a problem when you create all this lore for a world. You've got to remember how you've spelt all of the craziness. Luckily, I have it all at hand. Damn right. Black knee. Okay, so that's fine. We can do that. We've got Snicker Snack. Snicker Snack's there and ready. We also need to go with... pardon me. Let's get hair sorted as well. And we'll put Pell in there as well. Pell. Done. Right, so those are the key stat blocks we've got to make up. What else have we got to get done tonight or at some point? We need to actually do the plan the fight. Plan encounter. Plan the encounter. So I think that tracks pretty much. Okay, where's my mouse gone? There it is. I clicked a button that I did not mean to click. Cool. Oh. What's happening? I'm so confused. Oh, you sent me an image. You've sent me an image. Look at that. Boom. Mikey, if you're still listening, are you able to add the web address for Crescent Moon Alchemy to the bottom of it? Oh, actually, no, it's in my Discord. It's in my link tree. So we don't need to, so that we ain't got to worry too much about that. Boop. Okay, back to that. Back to this. So, let's go back to the chat. Boom, 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 message. Oh, I've just read that. We're going to add in. So we're going to put another image. This is going to be Crescent Moon Alchemy. CMA. I need the mouse to stop freezing on me. That'd be lovely, wouldn't it? See, this computer does not like it when I try and do stuff. Wait, are you running out of battery? Is that what's happening here? Is this mouse running out of battery? Let's turn it off. Boop. And turn it on again. This is why I need a wired mouse. Okay, then we go download, then we go Crescent Moon Alchemy. Boop. Boop. We'll make that smaller. We'll pop it top right of the screen, I reckon. Just a little bit smaller. That's not even the right one, is it? I've realised I've got the wrong image. See, this is lagging on for me real bad. Huh. It's not sent to documents, is it? Desktop? Where's it gone? Oh my god, why is this mouse not working? I'm genuinely getting really angry. Be gone with you. Let's turn it off. See if we can just freshen the battery up a little bit. Just having technical issues at the moment. I'm going to have to get a wide mouse, I reckon, so I can actually do what I'm trying to do. Because right now this mouse is having a special time. It's better on there. Not just on the wood here. Okay, it's definitely having a better time there. I don't know where that went. So let's have a look. Show me your secrets. Where have you hidden from me? What's this? So it's in downloads? I don't think it is. I think you lied to me, lad. Alright, into browser. All files. There we go. Look at that. That's much better. Can we put it underneath the... Boom, look at that. So we can hide that as and when we need to. Hide it. Put it in. Boom. There we go. Look at that. We're getting there. So I can go... We better add the spoiler in. Boom. We better go crescent moon. Boom. Love that. See, look, we're getting the grip. Right, so now we go back to Twitch, Twitch. And we click on this just to see what we're doing. Right, sure thing. Right, so we've got a load of stat blocks we need to do. And then I think we can move on to that. Let me check I've got the right pages up. So... definitely getting there. I just don't know if we're getting there at a good speed. We'll put that down there. We're going to top the drink up as well because, you know, there's a lot going on. Okay. Okay. So what I'm thinking we need to do, we go back to this. Okay, then can I copy this? I want to duplicate it really. That's what I want to do. Huh. I've just opened it up by doing that. Okay. We're getting there. I now need to know if I can duplicate that. Can I duplicate a Google Sheets thing? Save. I keep thinking a scary face is going to pop out in that doorway behind you. Mikey, why would you say that? I have to live here. I mean, there is a mirror and everything in there. The scariest face you've only got to worry about is this one, so I won't worry too much. Speaking with about 1,000,001 sheets on it. Yeah. Oh, I wonder if I can... No, but I can definitely copy and paste stuff. Copy. Then we go File. And we can I... So you can normally open a new sheet. So let's go... Wonderful. So we can name sheet 1 the master. And then we can work on number 2. See, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, let's get rid of that one. Unless you've got another one here, obviously. Auto mod held a message. Denied. Look at that. We'll take that. Right, let's go in here. Let's double that up. Let's replace it with the most recent one. And then, in theory, boom. Look at that, wonderful. I'm having to check this, can I? See, I'm learning tonight. Tonight might be less of a D&D person, more just learning how to use OBS. Oh, no, we don't want to type on there. We want to go to Google. Google. Go to there. Google, boop. Or any time today. Any time today would be lovely. I feel like you need to get a cardboard cutout of Danny DeVito and have it just... Hey, if someone wants to buy me and gift me a cardboard cutout, any cardboard cutout you get me, I will happily put behind me. That's the deal, I'm going to say right now. Maybe I could look at adding some to my Amazon wish list. How to see your... Oh, there's a delay on this. I'll just wait for you to catch up with what I'm typing, shall I? How to see your new follows on Twitch on live on OBS. There's got to be a way of adding an update. That's what we want. We want a followers notification. Yes, please. Is that too loud? This could be loud, so I apologise if it is. He is, in fact, silent. Can I add closed captions? So it's a widget. So now, annoyingly, he's very quiet, and I actually do need him to be so much louder. You can customize your text. Is this on Stream? Oh, sorry, on Stream Elements. So let's go Stream Elements. It showed me how to use OBS. I still have much to learn. I just want to add a notification, so that when I get a follower, it pops up so I can see it. Because currently I'm not seeing it. It's all. I'm learning. I don't need OBS on that. Boom, boom, boom. My computer doesn't like that. It's streaming and doing this at once. It is, in fact, having a bit of a hissy fit. Okay, let's go Streamlabs instead then. Streamlabs. It knew what I wanted. It knew exactly what I wanted, and it gave me exactly what I needed. It's like Nanny McPhee. Okay. Okay, now let's stop glitching so I can actually function, please. Because I will get angry and I will stop doing it. Right, so anytime now. Let's log in, shall we? Honestly, I think there are funnier options you could send to me, to be frank with you. We'll just leave that to do its thing. Because we're learning on the go now, which feels dodgy, but I think it's alright. Okay, here we go. So we're in there now. I just want to be my friend. Wonderful, we love that. So from here, we go alert box. See, we're learning. It's loading. It's taking an age to load, but we are. Let's engage with years. Okay, yeah. Let's do a tutorial. Tutorials are great. We're learning as we go. Use pre-made widgets from our library. Select an image and sound. Configure fonts. Yes, please. My housemate just hiccuped so loudly. Add the alert box to your stream. Create an alert box source in Streamlabs. And we'll plug in for OBS. Preview alert settings. I think we're going to be able to do this. This looks pretty cool. Let's browse the themes. I don't need to create my own. That's fine. That's nice. Browse more themes, please. That's so bright. Gotta go sort the kid. That's alright. Mikey, come back whenever you can. We want red. Red is the colour that we want. Let's have a look. Oh, I like Red Dominion. That's pretty cool. Oh, I like that one. Let's go for that one. Oh, I keep saying that and I see another one I like. I don't want the Stranger Things one. That feels a bit much, doesn't it? First Blood. Oh, that's nice. Desert alert box. Da-da-da-da. See, this is fanciness. I know you guys can't see it. I could actually show you, to be fair. We could share this screen. Okay, let me see if I can make this work. So let's go to here. Oh, it doesn't like that, does it? Okay, that's fine. Let's go window capture. B. Or any time today. B. Triple B, why not? Oh, it doesn't want me. It's because I'm in Streamlabs. It won't let me stream Streamlabs to you. That's fine. Back to just chatting. There we go. Okay. Laboratory is nice. There are some really nice ones. I don't want something too visually confusing. I do like the heart box, I won't lie. Maybe we'll do that. What's this one look like when it appears? No, I like that one. That one's pretty cool. We're going to go for this. Right, so how's it work? Install. Hurrah. This collection has multiple components. Which of the following would you like to install? We just want the alert box. You need an... I don't want an Ultra membership. That's not the deal. Okay, let's just go for this one then. This one looks like it's simple for now. We're getting greedy. We're looking at really nice ones and not wanting to spend pennies. So we'll do that. Widget theme installed successfully. We did it! So what is this video? This video is called How to Add Twitch Follow Notifications on OBS. Let's start from the beginning. So okay, see, we're learning as we go. I just realised I've got my headphones in. I could actually listen to what's happening here. I've made a mess. There we go. We'll put one in. Turn the preview off because that's annoying. We're learning together. Right, so let's do that. So something's happened here. To use your new alerts in Streamlabs desktop, no, I don't need to do that. To use your new alerts, go to widgets in the left nav, then select add on alert box. Setup guide. Let's do that. Streamlabs plugin. Yeah, let's do that. We love a plugin. That's how we learn. Okay, setting up your Streamlabs. Done. Be gone with you. Okay, so follow. So we've got Twitch. Oh, crumbs, no, reverse that. Okay. Alert duration is 8 seconds. Text delay. Oh, what's the sound? So the sound is... I don't know what the sound is. It won't show me. I'm going to pre-reload the page. You liar. See, this is just me learning how to use stuff now. Is my internet cut out? Okay, so that's right. It doesn't know this. Oh, that's fancy. So we can set these up to be for whatever, really. Okay, so this is Twitch follows. Talk to me. Tell me your sweet, sweet advice. No, I don't want to. that's pretty cool. See, we're learning all sorts today. Okay. Like, see, I think we're getting that. I think we're having a great time. There's so many things here. See, this was meant to be me doing D&D prep, but quite honestly, I'm having a great time. I found some stuff. We could use some cheese, why not? What a mimic here. How do I search this? Let's go back one, badoo badoo. And then we go. How are we doing, little mimic here? What are you doing, Mr. Mimic? Oh yeah, that's great. Let's do that. Copy link address. Boom. Then we're gonna go to here. We're gonna go. We're going with you. Then we're gonna put that in there. Then we're gonna go here. Must be a valid. It is a valid URL. How would I do? That's okay. We can figure this out. Yes, we want this one. Copy link. Boom. Then we go to here. No, this one. Yeah. Select. Kevin is now following you. Is he? And that's the noise, is it? Oh, okay, so what if we go... I take it we can change the sound as well. I'm learning so much. We're going to have some cool notifications when this is done. So we can do a custom sound from the link. How do we do that? Alright, that's fine. Well, we'll keep that one for now because we don't want to be too silly. Font settings, yes please. So many things to do. Yeah, let's keep going down. Anytime today. Load, load, load. Close that down. Open it back up. Because there was one at the top I actually liked straight away, to be fair. Ooh. Add lamb. Come back, add lamb. Boom. Text color. So if we preview that, Kevin is now following. See, that's nice and clear. Kevin is now following you. Let's take that. Back to my trusty guide. Okay. We'll do it step by step. So, yeah, that's fine. Copy it. You fool. Mm-hmm. Okay, this seems pretty simple. So we go into here, browser, Twitch follows, boom. Okay, so we're going to move that into the middle of the screen. To be fair, we'll put it at the top left. I think it will look nicer up there. Put it to the left actually, because that way it's not going to be in my way, is it? So then we go back to this, and then he went to here, Twitch follows. Where's my mimic you? That's fine, we can put that there. Yeah, we'll put it on the left hand side for now, that's fine. We are just learning how to use OBS now and not really prepping DnD. Okay, so let's save the settings, because we like that. That's good. So then, can I now add another one? So we'll do sub. What are you doing? Oh no, that's not what we meant to do. Oh well. Okay. So now I need to go to Twitch, go subscriber. Oh wait, so will it do it whatever? Oh, I see. So we'll do follow. Then we're gonna go down and sound. I don't. Sound doesn't have to be too loud. Pardon me. Okay, I think we're done. We'll come out of that for now because that's a little bit more than I was initially planning to do. But we've now got that, which is lovely. Let's just go to Google for this. Google's it's just not working. Fine, we'll start a new one because quite frankly you're pissing me off. Is the Google not on there? Right, so we're going to start doing some prep and I think we'll be able to actually share that screen. So see, it's weird, sometimes it chooses that it doesn't like my mouse. Okay, so in theory we should be able to now go. Let's copy that though, we need that on all the screens. So we'll take it to this screen as well. And this one. Oh look, hey, it's me. Boom. We don't need both. Get rid of one. Remove one. Boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. Just chatting. Second screen. This is the one we want. So we are currently just using this to get some stuff done. So the first one we're going to do. So we're creating some creatures. Let's start with the smaller stuff. Have I got my warning up? Let's take the spoiler warning from this one. Take it to second screen because we're going to need it. Oh, why can't I see it? Okay, maybe we'll put this up top though because it's actually it's done my thing there. This mouse isn't working properly. Let's make it a bit smaller. There we go. Make it smaller because then we can try and hide it. I don't like that it keeps snapping. We'll put it there. So it's just kind of at the bottom and people will know, oh, you don't want to get spoiled on it. Okay. So the first one we're going to make is the... I've got to figure out how to spell this now. Croissant critter. Okay. So... it's not big, so we're gonna... let's give it max HP. So, let's think. The max HP, I think, can be somewhere around 30 to 40, which is fine. The ACs for these are going to just be 13. Nice and easy to take. Oh, I've deleted what was already there. 13. And their speed is going to be 25 because they're not very big. We've got the initiative bonus there, so have we got a rule of how to find this stuff out? Right, that's the croissant critter is a magically enchanted pastry shaped like, but with an L, like a frog or a frog slash toad. Okay, and we'll go from here. So, Mikey, if you're back, let me know because you can definitely help me talk through some of these. The power of the sudden release of, I don't know what to call it, that's the thing, of the sudden, I don't think sudden release is the right word, the given sentience by stray magic, these sweet treats. Oh no, what have I done? These sweet treats are now as likely to munch on you. I know I was likely to munch on you. Boom. Okay, so their motives. They are hungry and will try to eat anything that moves. And my common spelling mistake there is G. Anything that moves, that moves. The critters seek out food by tracking movement. They will not stray too far from the mother doe. Okay. Okie dokie, where are we? Okay, so we now need to figure out what we're doing next. We need to give them some chunky, some strength. So they're big, they're like rugby ball sized. So they're not going to be super strong, but you wouldn't want one to jump on you. So I'm thinking, let's go somewhere around. Ooh. Let's give them a 12, which is a +1, I believe. I do need to just confirm that's a +1. DnD modifiers, just because I'm awful at it. Yes, it's a +1. I thought it was. They're not the most dexterous, but they can jump. So we're going to say an 11, which is a +1, I think. No, an 11 is not a +1. 11 is a 0. +0. Constitution saving throw is going to... Our constitutions are going to be... They're frogs and will eat pretty much anything. So we give them a 15. Which is a +2. +2. They're not intelligent, so we're going to give them a 7. Or not. Oh, it's not a 77, which is a minus something, isn't it? Is that -2? -2. -2. Wisdom, again, they're not very wise, so we're going to go... They're actually probably lower, so let's go... I think a 5 is a -3, isn't it? Yeah, here it is. -3. and charisma. They're not naturally charismatic, but they are cute. So I'm going to give them I'm going to set them at like an average, which is a 0. Plus 0. We love that. Cute, but hearty. Because I think that's funny. These are basically sentient animal-shaped croissants that have come to life. That's my plan. Right, now we need to come up with some ideas. So, I want them to basically be frogs and toads. So I need ideas that can kind of work around that. Trying to think of ideas that can work for this. So we're going to do. Is it just these? We're going to need like feet on the next page. Okay, so they're not going to be magic users, but we could. So none. They've got no languages. Resistance. So they're croissant. I'm trying to be real with what they would be resistant to. I think they're vulnerable to water. Water. Because if they get too wet, or fire, because they'll burn. Water and fire, because they're going to burn. I don't think they... I don't know if it... I wonder if they can't be poisoned. Poison. Then I think we're going to give them resistance to bludgeoning because they're crumbly. They're going to crumble. Okay, so right. So we're going to give them a leap. You fuck. I don't need this on. I don't know why I'm still wearing it. Okay, so leap. And they're going to be able to jump. I want them to be able to jump quite far. So they can use their action to leap up to 30 foot. The critter leaps forward, knocking anything it lands within 5 foot of prone. We'll do a dex save, DC of... Well, their strength is 12, so we'll make it a 12, because I think that's fair. I can't remember which one was the front one. DC 12. Or knocked prone. I'm too fast to type this, so I end up making mistakes. Okay, so that's the first one. Now we need some actual... some pastry frog themed attacks. So I'm thinking we're going to go... they need something with a tongue, like a blue... Oh, it's like a buttery, so it's like... that's definitely more of a feat, isn't it? So... buttered skin. The critter has advantage on being grappled. Love that. Right, back up. So, back up. Give me room. The critter leaps forward, knocking anything it lands within 5 foot of prone. Dex save or knocked prone. Okay, so we're getting there. So we need... I want something with the tongue, so... We'll do a nice classic bite. Because, you know, this is a melee one, so it's going to be within 5 foot. 5 foot. It's melee, so it's +1. +1. And the damage is just like a simple... we're going to do 1d... 6. Not 66. +1. Pastry lick. This is going to be up to 20 foot. So it's going to be... I think we'll do a dex. Dex save of... So it's attack, which is going to be +1. Oh, is it? It's 0 actually, isn't it? So it's +0. Tim. Easy to beat. On a miss, the target is grappled by the critter's pastry tongue. Pastry tongue. Take 3 turns to reel in the target. Okay. Oh, did I put this one in the wrong one? Oh. How are we doing? We're 2 viewers, hour 20. That's fine. Okay. So we've got a leap. We've got a bite. I'm going to put these in bold just so I can see them a bit better. Swallow. This is 5 foot. 5 foot. And it's neither of these because it's a follow up. So we'll say NA. 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 Once a target is reeled in by the critter's tongue, it will attempt to swallow them whole. Grapple check. Large targets have advantage. We are going to take 1d6 of damage because it feels fair. 1d6. Okay. So we've got leap, a bite, a pastry lick, and a swallow. I've got 2 more we could use if we need to. Investigation roll. DC 25. Pastry tongue. Whip. Yeah. Pastry flakes. $26. I think it's funny if it's 26. Okay, pastry flakes. That's pretty much it. Crumbs and crumbs. That's all you're going to get. There's no money. I'm trying to think of something else. So we've got a leap, a bite, a pastry lick. Okay, I think that's all right. They're not going to have any spells because they're not. This one's not done the thing I needed it to do. Boom. There we go. Why is that not done? Is it because it's... Okay, we'll move this out as well. There we go. No spells. We don't need spells. Okay, so that's fine. So can we just save that? Let's... I can print it. I reckon I can print it to a portrait. There we go. Oh, it'll be double-sided, so I'm not too worried there. Print. Next. Save to PDF. Let's do that. Love this. Right, so we're going to go downloads. Then we're going to do croissant critter. Save. Boom. And we delete. No. Let's not delete. We'll label it for now. Croissant critter. We do need to create another one though. Love that. Okay, down here. Copy. No, not to Google. Wrong tab. Sheet 3. Down here. Paste. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-ba-da. Nope. We don't need that. Be gone with you. Okay, we're just going to pop back to just chatting for a minute, and then while I sort this other thing out. If you're watching, just drop us a hello, let us know you're there, unless you are loitering and just lurking in the background, which is also totally fine. I have no issue with it, but it's always nicer to chat. Okay. That I should read. I'm still here just doing my own doodles as I watch. That's not a problem at all. I say I don't have an issue with if you just chill and lurk. It's just always nice to check, see who's still chilling about. I say I've got some D&D prep to do. So Wednesday night, the night after we play D&D, it's always a good point to do it, really. With the right, well, give that a minute to do its thing. What are you doodling anyway, Paper Pigeon? Love that. Okay, let's open that because I want to get rid of it now. I want to name it. No, you can have a breakdown, are you? Because I've asked you to name something. Honestly, this computer is doing my head in. What's this one? There's another one open. Beyond downloads. Dice aside. So we're going to add another image in, which should be image, the dice. Okay, no thank you, that needs to discard. Remove. Okay, we're getting there. I was finishing a birthday card for a friend, but I need to paint. I need the paint to dry, so now I'm trying to figure out how a croissant frog would look. Honestly, I reckon we could Google croissant frog. Let me see if I can find that for us. Croissant frog. Adorable. Right, let me see if I can share this with you. Second screen. Right, here we go. This is kind of what I'm imaging. Like, this is exactly what I'm imaging, but with the face on the back. But they're about the size of a rugby ball. Oh, look at this one. They've tried to actually make it a little bit melty, but So this one just loves croissants. Is this everything you'd ever dreamt of? Right. These are meant to be adorable. They're meant to have come to life. There's this bakery in the city that the party are in, and there's this bakery called the Ember Crust Bakery who make these fabulous treats, these animal shaped croissants and pastries. And there's going to be something go wrong outside the bakery at the very, very beginning of my next session, causing some of the treat and the big batch of dough that is cooking in the kitchen to come to life. So they're going to be the frogs at least are going to be cute, but are going to be hungry. So they're going to be like, they're not a threat. It's going to be more of just something to kind of confuse the party. Oh, it's down there. My bad. Okay, let's see if I can get rid of that background. I'm not logged in. I've got a premium account. I need to make sure that I'm logged in. What's the email? So it's that one. Okay, that's fine. We'll do that. We'll get there in a minute. Is Mikey back yet? No. By the way, Pigeon, did you? I don't know if you heard me earlier. Just thank you for subscribing using a Prime. That is muchly appreciated. Just finishing up for me. Let's do that. Let's get rid of that. We don't need that being on. Is this the image? Let's see. Alright, let's go. Image. Dice sign. Upload there. Okay. That's okay. I only just realised it was something I could do. I only really come on Twitch for the Arc Dinos. Ah. Well, I'm glad that we're one of the people you choose to spend your Arc Dino time with. Let's try to go a bit higher. There we go. We're going to copy that to the next slide so that we can have it on here as well. I don't know where to put it though. Maybe straight underneath me. Okay, what about main video? I mean, I guess we can put it on here as well. It won't hurt, will it? There we go. Boom. I don't like it being there. There's something better it could be. Corner maybe? Just there, like I'm looking at it. Just down the bottom, possibly. There we go, that's not too bad, is it? Ah! Push my table right back. So we've got the first creatures made. We now need to start on the next creatures. Let's swap scenes. Boop. So the next creatures we've got to make are called smokestack salamanders. So this is another sweet treat. Now originally, if you imagine a like cinnamon roll, so you've got your like wrap of pastry, but this one is, imagine that you've kind of pulled it up, like if you ever have like a roll of paper and you push it up, imagine it's up a little bit. It's a pastry that kind of flows a little bit of like mist out the top of it and rolls over it like a little chimney stack. So I'm thinking when it gets hit by this magical burst, it's going to grow a little head and some legs and be a little salamander with a little like kind of volcano-esque element on its back. So these things are going to be a bit faster. I want them to be 30 feet. Oh, shit. 30 foot. They're going to be a bit more challenging, so I want them to be 60 to 80 each. Let's make them 15 to hit. Actually, what was this to hit? 13. Yeah, these can be 15 to hit. They're a little bit faster. Okay. Once a smouldering cinnamon bun chimney treat. Once a smouldering cinnamon bun chimney treat, imbued with arcane power and the adorable salamander form. Don't cuteness fool you. Don't let their cuteness fool you. The stats on their back. The stats on their back could erupt any moment. Any moment. Okay. The salamanders are territorial. Don't like to be approached. Oh. To be approached. They will scurry and find cover and rain. That's the wrong kind of rain, and rain and rain. Icing, boiling hot. Down from above. Keeps distance but attacks with range. We'll get rid of that. We don't need to say that, do we? Croissant frog, I'm not going to watch because it's pointless. That's alright. Well, thanks for joining anyway for a bit, Lily. Where was I? Keep distance, but attacks with range. That's probably not actually territorial, but it's for myself more than anything. Right, so again, they don't speak any languages. None. Rough, common. What's this nat 20 thing? What's this nat 20 thing? Well, Lizzie, would you like me to roll a dice? If you do, you need to choose purple or red. Oh, no, you need to choose red, because I've actually brought the 12-sided purple up, so you have to choose red. I mean, if you want to get me the purple D20 from downstairs, you can roll the purple one. But if not, I'm going to have to give you the red one, because I've brought a D12 up. Well, then, it's like you summoned Mikey into existence. So what I'll do is, I will roll you the dice, and if you get a D20, and that 20, then simple as, you get to name an NPC that will at some point appear in the future of the campaign. So, I don't have a dice tray, so I'm just going to roll on the table here. That was an 11, I'm afraid. There you go, you got your 11. So, no NPC for you, Lizzie. I know. But you tried, and that's all we can ask for, really. Okay, so we're removing that, because that is silliness. Adam says roll for him. Go on then. Go on then. Okay, so we're going to roll the 5 again. The 5 again, the red again. That was a 17, so closer, but no NPC, I'm afraid. Right. Tell you what, we'll pop back to this for a minute. So if you do want to stay in for a minute, Lizzie, you can do. I'll stay on the chatting screen for a moment. Happily. Just to clarify, Lizzie, this cucumber, lemon, apple and spinach innocent smoothie, actually very nice. To be fair, it's mainly the apple you can taste, with maybe a little bit of lemon. But it is, very full. Very full, very nice. Very full, very nice. Very full, very nice. Couldn't read it anyway. With my terrible eyesight, I thought it would be. Oh, that's alright. Yeah. But yeah, I'll just chill on this screen for a few minutes, and then you were hoping it would be cucumbery. No, I mean I can't taste any cucumber in there. Apple is the predominant flavour, then it's lemon. I also can't taste any spinach. I think you're more likely to get cucumber from it than you are spinach. But I don't know if you can see, this is the drink I'm drinking this evening on stream. Why not fill up one of the Crescent Moon Alchemy bottles and with smoothie? It's the perfect thing that could hold it. Take some smoothie to your D&D game. Begone Crescent Moon Alchemy. Maybe I'll put the Crescent Moon Alchemy up the other side. Yeah, we're going to put it the other side so it doesn't interfere. So now it should come up there. That's better. That's better, isn't it? So you can use the code MandyPants101 at Crescent Moon Alchemy, Lizzie, if you want to buy lots of dice. Boom, it's gone. Right. Let me cross out that one because that's been done. We're on that one. So we're going to head back to the character sheet creation. So if you do want to avoid spoilers, Lizzie, you've got probably about a minute before I head back. So I'm just going to check my emails quickly. I've got an Instagram notification, so that's exciting. Oh, 10 emails. Google Fitbit. I don't have a Google Fitbit.
I have the liquid core dices from Mikey. I'm a pop off then. Okie dokie. Well, thank you for joining. And well, most viewers are saying I'll see you at some point, but I will see you probably tomorrow as we live together. But yeah, I'll give Lizzie a moment to click off, and then I will jump back into the character creation. Let's open up that. There we go. Right. So we are jumping back over in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're getting rid of rough common because I don't think it matters. I mean, if they cast speak with animals on it, we'll work from there. Right, resistance. We're actually going to put burning / we're going to put burning because it's got a level of heat to it. I think, again, it's got to be vulnerable to water because you don't want soggy pastry. That's never going to be good. It doesn't need any immunities. It's not got any magic. It's not going to have any money on it. Right, let's create some attacks and actions, and if you've got any ideas for feats or skills, I can add it to the information, or there's a blank box here that I can add feats to. So this is a cinnamon bun that has been magically brought to life and is in the form of a salamander with a little cinnamon bun volcano on its back. So it's one of its attacks is very obviously going to be its icing volcano. Icing eruption, we'll call it. Eruption. Its range is going to be... Let's have a think. Its range is going to be... It's not a huge fight area, so it doesn't need to be massive. Probably go 40 foot. For 40 food. Actually, we need to do a capital F, that's going to annoy me. 40 foot. So its attack is a save. Oh, actually, we can have two different types. We could have an eruption where it's a general shower, which will be a save. We'll do icing eruption 1. So icing eruption 1 is a save, so we'll have a dex save, and the DC can be... Oh, we haven't created any of its strength. Let's do that first, sorry. So it's not as fast as the croissant critter, which it was a 12. So let's drop this down. I think, oh no, wrong one. We'll drop this. We'll make this one a 10. It's not strong, so it's a 0. Its dexterity is going to be slightly far higher, so we'll go 12, which is a +1. Its constitution can be, say 12 as well. +1. Not very intelligent, but intelligent enough to be able to aim to a point. So we're going to go 10, because I don't think it needs to be overly clever. It's not going to be wise though, so we're going to go 7 for that, which is a minus... I can't remember, but he's got it on here. Is it -2? A -2, there we go. So Mikey, welcome back. Did you have fun adventures while you were gone? Charisma, again, we're going to go for a 10, just because it's cute, and I think that is definitely an element that will play into it. Right, so its dex save will make a Oh, actually, no, let's make a 14 because it's going to be quite hard. Dexterity, let's go. Yeah, we'll say 14 because it's going to be quite obvious it's about to do something. Intensely hot icing erupts from the... Elle woke up, then was a pain. Will probably wake up again within the hour. Great adventure. Hey, adventures come in different shapes. Intensely hot icing erupts from the salamanders. Salamanders back from the salamander. It rains down on everything within, is it 40 feet? 40 feet. So we do need to put some damage in, don't we? So I think we're going to go 2d8 because this is going to be its big attack. Well, not big attack. It's hot enough. Do we think that's a good amount of damage? I mean, they're level 8. It's a level 8 party, and if these are not meant to kill them, this is more like a hook into something that's already happening in the campaign. 2d8 burning because it's going to be very hot. So it's a possible 16 damage. Icing eruption 2. This is going to be more... Oh no, we're going to call it something else. Icing. No. We're going to do a tail whip. This is going to be 10 foot because it's got a nice long tail on it. Plus 1, I think it is, yeah, because it's going to be dexterity. Oh no, it's not. It's a physical, isn't it? So plus nothing. That's fine. And the damage for a nice tail whip can be 1d6 because it's not meant to be. It's just meant to be a chunky smack if you get close. The salamander spins. No, it doesn't spin. The salamander whips round its flaky tail. No, it's not. They're not flaky. It's doughy tail, striking its target. That's fine. Nothing too hardcore. Okay, so we've got an eruption, icing eruption. We'll call that. Just icing eruption. Doesn't look level 1, does it? No. Okay, what else can we have this thing do? Any ideas are welcome, by the way. If you have a thought of like, well, this is a cool way that creature could attack, or even an action it can hold. I mean, this thing cannot be knocked prone. Cannot be knocked prone. We're gonna have we'll have a bite in there as well. Bite. This is another plus nothing. It's a D4 because again it's 1d4. When panicked, the alamander snaps. That's it. So just snaps at its attacker. Okay, nice and simple. Okay, yeah, alright, calm yourself. We don't need that. How many attacks did the critter have? 4. Yeah, we'll try and give it 4. We don't want it to be boring. Okay. So, it's got a nice powerful ranged attack. I do want another ranged attack. So, any ideas? Like, the icing eruption is just a general, like a lot going out. I think I'm going to do a more targeted one. So, we're going to call it a icing mortar. Its range will be 30 foot. Slightly less than the big boy. 30 foot. We're going to go +1 because it's okay, that's fine. Damage is going to be 1d. I want it to basically be a couple of these projections, so it will go 3d 3d6. 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 The target makes a dex save. DC 12. No, we want it to be higher than that. 15. DC 15. Excellent. On take half damage. But this is burning again, so we need to recognise that. Burning. Burning! Okay. So we've got 2 little close proximity ones, 2 further away ones. I think that'll be alright for this guy. So let's go. Let's have a little sip of my drink first. Get me on. The salamander lowers its chimney and targets someone for a ranged attack. There we go. I think we've got that. We need to figure out if he's going to drop anything. Can harvest boiling icing lava. Boiling icing. Oh shit. Can harvest boiling icing. I think that's pretty fair. And then we'll get some spiced dough. Spiced dough is a harvestable item. Right, let us print this into a PDF. Okay, first of all, let's cool. Okay, next. Save as a PDF. Save. Okay, so this time we're going to go smokestack salamander. Boom. We'll rename this that. Rename. Smokestack salamander. Look, CC, smokestack salamander. We're doing great at this. Next. Copy this. Put it here. then we can start on the next one on my list. I'm actually really liking this. Is a great motivation to get my prep done. That might be what I do on Wednesday evenings. Until I can get my TikTok gaming stream up and running, I might just go live on here so I can try and get some stuff done. So we've got 3 viewers. No new follows, but that's fine. Pedro, oh. Pedro, oh. Right, so the last one we need to do is the main enemy here. The croissant critter and the smokestack salamander are just kind of little things to distract and slow the party down a little bit. But the main thing is going to be in the back room of the... Pardon me. In the back room of the bakery is a large vat of dough that is proving. So I would like the magic to basically give it sentience, and I'm going to call it, in sourdough honour, the mother dough. Right, this is difficult because I'm really not sure. Mikey, if you're watching, I could genuinely use some advice on this one. This is a large collection of dough that is sitting in a big bowl proving. I want it to basically be like sludge. If you imagine the Pokemon Muck or Grimer, so it's just a big collection of dough, it's kind of bubbling, it'll have like, not arms, but it'll have bits that kind of like move around if it needs to. It's going to have like a maw that's going to open up. I'd like it to kind of grow over the course of several rounds because it's proving, and the room they're in is intensely hot, so they'll have to cool the room down or douse it with a lot of water to kill the yeast in it. That's the baker and me being like, let's make this real. I might try and buy a load of croissants as well to serve during this game. So let's go. So mother dough, HP needs to be chunky. I want it to be a chunky boy. Let me ask a question here. And 6 level 7/8 level 7/8. Right, let's see what it says, shall we? Okay, well that's fine. We can do that. That's not a bad amount. Okay, so have you been? I don't know if you've been sitting and listening to what I've said, basically. So I think the HP for the mother dough needs to be at least 150 to 200. This doesn't need to be a huge challenge. It just needs to basically be like, oh gosh, this thing's happening. They have no reason to know it's going to happen. They're in a bakery. They don't know the magic's about to happen. It's going to be the beginning of the next session. It's going to happen. So, what would you think? Like, just over 200? I've got, let me note down all the players. I've got Smokey is level 8. We've got Noctis is level 8. We've got Tara is level 8. We've got Smokey, Noctis, Tara. Smokey, Noctis, Tara. Oh, Avelios is level 8. We've got Brutus is a level 7 because he died and he's come back slightly lower. Now, we've also got Gerald, who is a level 7. Snicker Snack, who technically isn't a certain level, but is the equivalent of about a level 5. Now, we've got Noctis and Avelios. Noctis and Avelios are in the main room with the Mother Doe and an NPC. Oh, and Snicker Snack. So that's 2 level 8s and a 5. Everyone else is outside. So maybe if I make it about 180, 190, what do we think? Right, let's describe it. A vat of proving dough. Life by arcane powers unknown. But if a player tries to eat it or take it, it's stronger because it's angrier. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I like that. If it leaves the room, it will stop growing because its temperature will drop. If they add water to it, its temperature will drop, and it will stop proving, and it will lose its consistency. So water or significant cooling are going to be the key here. So let's have a look. Where are we? So a maternal blob growing every round. So my plan is to basically make it take up more space. 180 is good. We like 180. 180. Oh, it says blob. That says blob. I meant to say blob. Its motives are just prove. I think it's just spelled normally, isn't it? Prove, grow, and produce more critters. Every second turn, this... Oh. I don't know. Every second turn, this dough five feet in another expands as it proves. Adding water, dropping, or dropping. Good evening, Edwin. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for coming in. It's lovely to have you here. Adding water or dropping the... Actually, I'm going to put this on the next line down because I want it to be a separate point. Adding water or dropping the temp will stop the growth, and water will destabilize the mother dough. Wonderful. Okay, so now I need to figure out movement, speed of movement, because I'm not thinking... I think maybe it can move, but I'm thinking real slow. Maybe like 5 to 10 feet. What do we think? This huge, and it is. We're talking like 2 bathtubs next to each other, full of this proving dough. And I'm thinking it's going to kind of roil around. So maybe it's like 5 to 10 foot, or it kind of drags itself in a direction. Maybe even 5 foot. 5 foot. Any advances on 5 foot? 5 foot. Its AC is going to be pretty easy to hit, surely, because it's a huge blob of dough. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Mikey, or Edwin, or Pigeon, if you have an opinion. How do I figure out the AC for this? Like, it's going to be easy to hit because of how big it is, but is it going to do it? Does it move like Muck from Pokemon, or can it move more fluid? I'm not sure what Muck's movement is like. Let me have a look. 10 foot, 5 foot if it took cold damage this turn. That is good. We're going to take that. 10 foot. We'll say 10 foot. And then we will... Movement lowered to 5 foot if... It might not be the issue, rather with the players get stuck when trying to attack. Yeah, it will. Like, if you've ever like put your hand into proving dough, like you can press on proving dough and it will drop and it will then rise again. It'll look nice. That's how you know it's proving well. But if you pierce it, it's very sticky. It takes cold damage. Where am I? So movement lowered to 5 foot if it has taken cold damage since its last turn, I think is a fair way to describe that. Okay. So what are its motives in combat? Now so obviously this dough has just been given sentience. It's not got a plan. So its combat is just where I put how it acts during combat. Does it have a goal? Is it a certain strategy? Hitting it. Oh, I've just read that. I do like that. Hitting it could be an issue. Let me add that. So its vulnerability is water and cold. Do we think it would have any resistances or immunities? It does not speak any language, none. We know that for a fact. I don't think it's going to have any spells, but if you think it should, let me know. It's not going to have any money on it. Maybe there'll be something interesting in it that it can... Maybe on a investigation check when it dies, if it's a high enough roll, they can harvest a piece of it, and maybe it can expand on impact, like a little like an expanding glue grenade, maybe, just to kind of give them something cool out of it. If it gets hot, it turns from sticky toffee crunch, making it easier to hit. Does it have multiple stages if it lives long enough? Curing for amount of time, then wanting to be baked? Oh, that's a good question. Well, we have set the thing that every second turn it's going to expand and get a little bit bigger. So yeah, maybe it seeks... Maybe that's the thing. Maybe it hits hard and it's difficult, and after so many expansions, it goes to the nearest heat source. It will crawl into the oven and basically end itself. But if I can add an ability where maybe creatures can get stuck to it, it will drag it with them. It will drag them with it. What do we think? This is great. Thank you so much, Edwin and Mikey. You've been very helpful for this. Like NPCs, like humans and people are fine. I can improvise them easily, but having the creatures like this, it's just good to kind of come up with the ideas. Maybe I'll do a series on TikTok where it's going to be... I can do recaps of the sessions so people can keep up to date with what's been happening. I've got my mic, so I could narrate it like I do for my audio work. So I think we're going to go for when it's had enough turns of expansion, then it seeks the nearest heat source. So we need to figure out how many expansions. So that's like 6 turns would be 3 expansions. It's got bigger and it will then start crawling towards the furnace, which is the back of the room where they've come in behind, is a huge furnace in the wall. I love wanting to be baked. How many expansions might also depend on how much map space there is. Yes, I haven't actually created the map yet. Now, the key is the map's not going to be huge because it's meant to be a city bakery. It's a bakery on one of the busy squares of Mirabar that I've created, and I want it to not be tiny, but this is the back room, the main cooking space, so maybe like 60-70 foot across max. Like, it's big, but it's not huge. And so I want them to walk in and imagine a little bit like Frankenstein's lab. So you walk in, there's a couple of tables dotted around with raw critters on it, one of which will probably come to life before this to assist this thing. It'll be at the back and then just in front of the furnace, so we can get the heat to prove. And the furnaces will be behind. Currently, there's an NPC standing in front of it, and then there's 2 players. We've got Noctis and Avelios, both level 8, and a level 5 NPC kind of at the back of the room. Once fully expanded, it seeks out heat to bake. I love that. So I still need to figure out its combat. Like, on its turn, what is its goals? Keep in mind we haven't put together its actions yet, so we can adapt that around it. Let's have a look. What's happening up here? 2 hours 18. That's not bad at all. We're doing right so far. I finished my drink, didn't I? I've only got what's left in the cup. Let me move this forward a little bit. There we go. So, because like I've called it the mother dough. It doesn't have to be maternal. It's not like it has to be parental to the other sweet treats that have come to life. I just like the name, so that's more like a fun name than anything. It doesn't have to be violent. Maybe it appears violent because it's kind of roiling towards people, but I don't know. Again, I'm happy to take suggestions. I need to think about its actions, but I can't really do its actions until I know what its combat logic is. Oh, 10 foot. I need to change this. This has been done wrong. 10 foot. Oh, crumbs, didn't mean to hit my mic. Boop-a-boop. 10 foot. So what was its AC? So how hard is it going to be to hit? That is the question, I guess. I am going to shoot to the toilet, and then I'll be back and we'll carry this on. So I'm going to switch to my be right back screen. Don't go anywhere. Brainstorm, feel free to drop some stuff in the comments while I'm out. With sweet treats coming to life in a bakery, I can't get croissant dragons out of my mind. Google them, they are cute. Okay, let me do a Google. So we've already got croissant frog Google that we did earlier. Croissant. Let's just start again. Croissant dragon. Look at them. Look at those babies. Oh, they're adorable. Honestly, if this was a bigger encounter, a croissant dragon would be the way to go. That is adorable. Okay. Very adorable. Right, I'm going to pop to the toilet and then I will return. Feel free to brainstorm in the chat while I'm gone, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, I have returned. Oh, look, we still got the cute little dragons. Say goodbye, dragons. Go back to the sheet. If I can get my mouse to work again. Honestly, what is happening with this mouse? I am losing my mind a little bit. There we go. Right, so we need to figure out the practicalities of my little dragon friend. So if I do this and this, does this... I think there's a second one there. No, we don't want to do that. We want to go... There we go. Right, so we got that. So let's see what we're doing now. So I'm kind of leaning to... I think the dough could have some grapple attack as it's sticky. Covering itself in flour from the baker gives the dough a disadvantage. That is great. Okay. So let's give it a grapple attack. So we'll... Dough, should we just call it dough grapple? Grapple dough? Dough grapple. What range do we think it should have? Because I want, like, proved dough is quite stretchy. Pardon me. So, like, if we give it, what, 15 foot, 20 foot? So it can be like, I say, so we'll go, I'm going to say 20 foot, unless anyone else says otherwise. I like that. So it's a grapple, So it's a grapple. It's not, there's no damage, it's just grappled. So the, oh, I can move my table again. I just realised I have not done that. There we go. So the mother dough lunges with a doughy tendril, attempting to grab a target. See, I'm getting really annoyed because this is just not playing ball. A target. Attempting to grab a target. To grab a target. The dough lunges with a doughy tendril attempting to grab a target. Flour can be used to give the dough disadvantage. I think that's all I need to write down. I'll know what I mean. Unless I won't. We'll find out. Okay, so we've got that. What about once it's grappled? So if it grapples a target, then what does it do after that? Is there a follow-up attack on its next go if they don't release themselves? Oh, we also need to figure out all its stats. So let's obviously feel free to brainstorm the stats as well. If the dough had a creature grapple it, can you... Oh. Try to completely cover the player. Yes, engulfing the player does feel logical, doesn't it? If the dough had a creature grapple it, can use a action to deal automatic bludgeoning damage. To grapple the creature rhythmically, compressing the creature. The dough is kneading is great. Let's do that. Where's my mouse gone? Honestly, what is wrong with this mouse today? Kneading grip. And it's grappled. That's its range, it's well grappled. So we've got NA. So it's bludgeoning. Oh, fuck off. Honestly, it's doing my nut in. So the damage will be... What kind of damage do we think we can dole out for this? I'll write a description while we figure that out. While grappled, the dough needs the target compressing them into itself. The target gains disadvantage on future escape attempts. It's got to be chunky, isn't it? Couple of D8s maybe? We could go bigger than that. We could go bigger than that if people are unlucky enough to get close to it. We could do a D12. We could do a D10. 2 D10s. That's 20 points max. With my crit rule, that's 40 damage maximum. I don't want it to be overkill. Goes bigger the longer they are grappled. What are we thinking for damage for this then? That gone now. That's sad. I drank all of my drink and now I'm just sad about it. Maybe it depends on the size of the dough. Okay. See damage chart, which we'll put in here. Or I might actually turn this into the damage chart. Needing. So form 1, size 1, which is its start. Does the damage differ when they are fully consumed? I think once consumed, that is a different question, isn't it? Let me go size 2, size 3. Oh yeah, we'll write it. I don't like how it looks like that. Size 2. Size 1 is what they start at, and then size 4 is the top one. So. And then you are right, once fully... Maybe this is also the growth time of D4, D8.
Let me reread that. Maybe this is also the growth timer. I'm not sure I understand what you mean, Edwin. That's my bad. Maybe it's also the growth timer, D4, D4. Do you mean that's how big it grows by each time? The end round at D12, it goes into wanting to be baked mode. But I do like that. I'll wait for you to respond because I'm not sure what you mean, but I do like it. But or do you mean the damage? So like for size 1 it's a D4 damage, then it's a D6, then a D8, then a D10, then a D12. So kneading does 2D4 when it's smallest. 2, 3D6 damage and so on. So at its 2d6. So it's 2 of everything. So it's basically, it starts at 2d4, then 2d6, then 2d7, 2d8, 2d10, d12. So 2d4, 2d6, 2d. Why do I keep saying 7? Have I done this right, or am I? But we'll probably drop the top one to 2d12 because that is aggressive. And how are we saying that if you've been grappled by it for more than a couple of rounds, then you're stuck to it, aren't you? So yeah, then it's going to try and take you to the get baked. Yes, okay, right. What other attacks? Because so far it's got a grapple and a kneading once grappled. It would be good to have another attack that doesn't rely on the grappling, maybe. And also we need to figure out how the suffocation works, as it's not a mechanic I've really used yet. While we're thinking, let's look at these croissant dragons again. Or whatever that is. My alarm set for the morning. I don't want that not to go off for work. Yes, 7:30. Not a problem. I think I will do some recaps on TikTok, to be fair. Do some proper story times about the campaign. And I'll see if I can get some graphics, pop them up. Oh, I've closed down Twitch, so I wouldn't know if you'd said anything. Well, I do actually need. Don't forget, good old Russell. Indeed. The whole Russell thing really messed with Tara's head. Spent a lot of the last session trying to figure that out. Right, we need to figure out its stats. So I'm going to give it no charisma because. So let's say 1. Because, we don't need to be 1, which is minus. I actually don't know what a 1 is and minus is on this. -5, isn't it? -5. -5. Wisdom. None. So we're going to say 5. No, 1. -5. I think it's got some intelligence because it knows to go to the heat.
So, but it's not a lot. We're going to say like a 7, which is a minus. Was it a -3 or a 2? I can't remember. I think it was -2 actually, thinking about it. -2, yeah, that's fine. Boom. Constitution, I think, might be fairly high. Maybe like a 15. Oh, no, it can't be because it takes. We'll go with 13. This is a +2, isn't it? I'm awful at modifiers. +1. +1. Its dexterity is not good because it can barely move. So we're going to say. So its average would be 10. So it's less than average. So let's say a 5, which is -3. Dough ball fling. The dough flings dough balls at all targets within 30 feet, dealing damage based on its size. If there were 5 or more targets, the dough does not increase in size this turn. That's good. That's really good. Right, let's give it strength. I'm going to give it a good amount of strength because, quite frankly, it's chunky. I'm going to give it probably a 15. Oh, I didn't. +2, I think that's that, isn't it? Yeah. Dave or Flame. We'll to be fair, we're going to give it about, say, 40 foot. For its dexterity mod, which is going to be 5. Say -3 plus 1, because why not? What kind of damage are we going to? It's not going to be crazy, but you know, we'll say 1d4, 1d6 per ball. Can fire up to 5 balls. We'll say d4. I don't want to be too mean. Can fire up to 5 balls, but if it uses the full 5, it cannot grow on its next turn. Love that. Okay, so we've got a ranged, a grapple, and a grip. Do we think it needs anything else, or is there anything else cool it could do? It will be trying to crawl into the fire window. And hey up. Good evening, corralled soul. How are we doing? Welcome to the chat. We are just currently creating enchanted dough for my D&D game. So welcome to the chat. Why am I down on the wrong thing? I just agreed to DM a one-shot for my mate. I made a grave error. No, I think you'll find it could be the best thing you've ever decided to do. I'm a forever DM, you see. How's it going here? Yeah, so good so far. We are currently creating creatures for my next session because I have an encounter taking place in a bakery where the goods within the bakery have been brought to life by some stray magics. So far we've created a croissant critter, which is a rugby ball sized croissant frog, which jumps around, pulls people towards it with its tongue and tries to swallow them because it's hungry. We've created, when it wants to catch up, we've created the smokestack salamander, which is a cinnamon bun funnel with salamander features, which fires boiling icing out in like a mortar and like area attack. And we are now working on the main focus of the combat, which is the mother dough, which is a large proving piece of dough which is going to collect players for warmth and potentially absorb them and drag them into a fire. Right, so agreed to what level will the one shot be? Okay, so you're running a one shot for some new players. That's fine. Question: have you DM'd before, or is this your first venture into DMing? Because if it is, you'll want to stick with something that's not overcomplicated but can still be fun and enjoyable. And has anything been promised or expectations been set? Are people wanting a lot of roleplay or more combat, or do they want some puzzles? And do all the players know each other? I think you said that, didn't you? Yeah, let me test. All important questions. I don't think they need really anything else to them. I think that's probably enough. Everyone knows each other, that's not bad. Nothing has been said yet, we just started planning. That's fair. How long have you got? So when is the one shot? Or have you not set a date yet? You want to get it planned first? Not set. Okay, how many players you got? So it's a one shot. Let me make a note. One shot. Oh, so you're thinking like, what's the famous Greek story with the place that you go and fall asleep at and then you can't leave? Because the Hotel California is meant to be a thing that you can't, once you're there, you can't leave. Welcome to the Hotel California. So sorry, let's start again. How many people is it for, Corral? I did a one shot a month or so back. 6 have expressed interest, and that's after we've split the group. I'm running 5e 2014 other groups in Pathfinder. Our other group is Pathfinder 2e. Okay, well, we run 5e 2014 rules with my campaign, which we play every Tuesday night at home in my house where I live, obviously, with a group of people. I currently have 6 players. I had 7. I went down to 4, and we're now back at 6. The line that they stab it with their steely knives, but they just can't kill the beast, just screamed lycanthropy to me. You need silver for those. That's true. Okay, so this isn't your first friend to DMing, which is okay. It wouldn't matter if it was. I think it's a nice, easy thing to pick up if you can get your head around it. Do you have any ideas for themes? Are you wanting something serious and gritty for a one shot? Something Strad-esque? Her mind is Tiffany twisted. She got the Mercedes Benz. She got a lot of pretty boys that she calls friends became a succubus. I like that. Or if you weren't going for something serious, or you wanted something a little bit more light-hearted and fun, I ran a one-shot a few weeks back, well, a month or so back, for one of my best friend's partner for his birthday, and it was a pub crawl, basically, classic. They went to a town which I homebrewed, where there was a set of 12 taverns that they had to work their way through. We joined it. The session basically went halfway through the tavern crawl, but the further round they got, they realised that something was wrong. There was these crystal entities emerging from the grounds, and there was this beautiful crystalline tree in the town centre that was basically polluting the water and turning people into like crystal zombies. And they got some fun little party games as they went around. We did some actual like Jenga, some charades, or charades if you're American, and then as we did some in-game games like some darts, some arm wrestling, and then at the end this crystalline tree stood from the ground to show that it was on the back of this giant Goliath, and there were these crystalline hounds. High fantasy probably. I've got a couple of books with example situations. They will be joking because of the nature of the lot, but I plan for them to explore a smallish manor with maybe one combat and a puzzle. A nice balanced game by the sounds of it. Little bit of role, maybe that's too big of a scope though. No, I don't think it is at all. I think it's good to get all the pillars into a one shot, unless you've been specifically asked to do like combat heavy. But I think following the format of roleplay, puzzle, roleplay, maybe another little puzzle, and then a nice combat encounter towards the end. Or if you want to be a little bit fun, it's always interesting to start a one shot on, if not combat, but something's going down. So you can go to the classic, we start in the Drunken Sailor Tavern. Your players find themselves standing at the bar. A local has spilt a tray of drinks over them. How do they react? So you've got confrontation straight away, but not potentially a big fight, and you can work from there. And then you can add some puzzles in. Not long ago, I did a one-shot just before Christmas, I think it was, or just after Christmas, before New Year's, for one of my friends who came back, who used to be one of my players, and I homebrewed an orphanage. Prospective parents had gone in to look at adopting kids but never emerged. So a group of mercenary explorers was sent in to basically figure out what was happening and make sure that the kids were safe. So they went in, and the moment they were all across the threshold and the door closed, it would not open again. So they basically had to work their way through the orphanage to figure out what was happening. The first room they went into was the reception, where they met the woman who ran the orphanage. Then they went upstairs to a nursery, where they got into the room, and again, the door sealed. And there was a puzzle on a chalkboard about basically being quiet, and there was some beds. Sorry for taking over, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't overdoing it with my ideas, since I've pretty much only have been a player. Don't apologise at all. D&D is a collaborative, so I'm more than happy for you to come in and have a chit chat. That's what we're here for. D&D is a communal game that everyone gets involved with. So no, never apologise. Maybe consider dropping us a follow, and then you won't miss future streams. On a Wednesday, it's my spontaneous random night where we do a little bit of everything. Sometimes we do some D&D prepping. So we might play a random game. I might get a co-streamer in, just have a chit chat, like a talk show style thing, just a bit of fun. Or I use it for my D&D prep. I also have the Mandy Clan Discord server, which you can click the link on my About You page. Pardon me. And it will send you to my Discord server. It's a small community, but we're all very friendly. We chat about everything. We've got a food thread, we've got a fitness thread, We've got a thread for most things, to be fair. You also get updates when I go live on here, when I update YouTube videos, when I do special stuff. But it's definitely worth checking out. Plus, if you do follow here on Twitch, I am going to be replacing this Batman canvas with a blank white canvas with my emblem in the middle, and I will be writing all of my followers on it. What's the current campaign? I see a spoiler warning there. No, that's all right. The spoiler warning is mainly there because some of my players are some of my viewers as well. Like, I live with a couple of my players and they do jump in every now and then, so it's just to let them know not to hang about if they don't want big spoilers. But the ones I live with are very good at not metagaming. So basically, my campaign is called the WLL. I can't talk. The WLS, which stands for the White Letter Society. The players came from separate places after receiving mysterious white letters to be roped into the service of a shady underground organisation called the White Letter Society. A underground group who basically help the world run. They take contracts and they get stuff done, and they send people out to do it for them. They got whisperings of a cultist group called the Harbingers, who had got their hands on an ancient ritual to resurrect some titans, which, if you believe their religion, were said to be the creators of the worlds. They were meant to have basically created everything, the hells, the planes of existence, and then when they were done, they slumbered. So the ritual is meant to resurrect them and wipe the slate clean, and the cult want to reshape the Forgotten Realms in their image. But to do so, they have to collect a handful of items to create a weapon, which will then be used to break the seal to resurrect the Titans. The party have been tasked with tracking down the items and preventing this from happening. So it takes place in the Forgotten Realms, mainly in the Sword Coast, but I homebrew pretty much everything within that. So I use named locations, and I try to involve lore as much as I can, but I like to homebrew the locations myself. So, for example, we have just left Luskan in North Sword Coast. I use Luskan, and I use some of its known lore location names, but I build them myself from the inside. And yes, currently the party have ventured to Mirabar, where they are tracking down an ex-member of the Harbinger cult group to try and find information on where the Harbingers hold up, because recently they were ambushed after leaving a ship by the Harbingers and had one of their party members killed by them, and the Harbingers stole some of these artifacts from them that they've managed to collect. So there's a bitter taste in their mouth. So it's like remixing. WOTC. Yes, kind of. I'm basically using what's there as a base. It's like my pizza base. I'm using the Forgotten Realms map, so we can look at it. We've got familiar names. I'm using the cities and the town locations, and then within those locations I'm looking at what exists already and taking what I feel suits the world. So if there's a load of location taverns, businesses that exist, I'm using them, but I might tweak what they actually do a little bit, or the people that run them. I enjoy homebrew, and in my older campaign it's a fully homebrew world. But I just thought for this long-running campaign it was more sensible to ground it in something that people knew, but put my own spin on it. And that's where we are at the moment. My party consists of a Goliath called Brutus, a small Felis called Smokey, an Eladrin paladin named Evelios. We've got a ranger called Noctis, who is a guide, who's just been hired by the party to help them get into the lower levels of Mirabar. Who else have we got? Oh, we've got a satyr called Tara, who was previously a centaur, but we mixed up the role a little bit to make it easier for the player to play. And we've just welcomed in a new player who is playing a halfling bard with a bright purple mohawk who goes by the name of Wango Tango. They travel with a couple of NPCs. They have the teenage... Delinquent's the wrong word. The teenage soldier, Gerald, who is the party's favourite NPC, who is a army recruit they picked up in an old location, who travels with them now and has turned out to be the heir to one of the 9 hells. That's a recent evolution. They are also travelling with a NPC called Snicker Snack, who is a small kobold who they came across on the Purple Rocks in a town called Kalib, which was a homebrew town within the existing Purple Rocks islands. Snicker Snack was part of an invading army of kobolds, but they killed all of the kobolds and realised that Snicker Snack for some reason can't die. He seems to be immortal. You can stab him in the throat, you can drown him, he just doesn't stay dead. So they've taken him with him out of interest more than anything, and they're just kind of figuring out what is happening with him, but currently he's just kind of travelling with them quietly. And that's kind of where we are at the moment. We spent a year of real-time weekly and some fortnightly sessions in Waterdeep, but in-game it lasted 6 in-game days, but it was a year of real-time play, because they locked themselves into some time-sensitive quests, basically. They would have 5 days to do this thing. I love these names. Hail Gerald, the heir to hell. Brilliant. Yes, Gerald is a party favourite, and to be honest, I'm very fond of Gerald. I describe him as, if you've ever watched The Simpsons, bear with. If you've ever watched The Simpsons, Gerald is described a bit like, there's that red-headed geek who kind of works in like the cinema. He's a bit geeky, he's got the spots, and he kind of talks like that. He's got a little bit of unsureness in his throat. He's like, yeah, I can do that. And he's always crying, he's always upset, a little bit scared of everything. But yeah, we like Gerald. Gerald's a lot of fun. The party is a real good mix of role play and taking it seriously. They have a real laugh, but when it comes to deep role play and serious stuff, they really get into it. I say they lost a party member a couple of months back when they got to Luskan, when they were ambushed, and that hit them really hard. But that was something that I had pre-planned with the player because he was moving away, so we killed his character off dramatically. We had a couple of players depart us mid last year, so we brought some mechanics in for that. One of our characters, called Silas, who is no longer with us, basically ended up in a pact with a giant. He found these metal braces on his arms one day when he woke up, and he found that when he smacked them together, he was teleported to a floating island in the sky, where this giant crumbling castle sat. This giant crumbling castle sat, and there was no one in this castle except for this one storm giant by the name of Blagothgus, who is the king of the storm giants, and he's the last storm giant. And Silas had unknowingly put these couplets on and locked himself in a deal with Blagothgus to help him rebuild his kingdom of storm giants by bringing Blagothgus magic items to basically feed to the magic of the island and help rebuild the castle. The problem is, the player who plays Silas lost the character access for the character and accidentally deleted his character. So we dramatically killed off Silas by basically having him turn to dust one day in front of another player, Brutus the Goliath, who saw this happen at the same time that the character happened to fart. So canonically, Brutus believes that he farted a character out of existence. He saw the couplets, he touched them, and the moment he touched them, they appeared on his arms, and he was debted to the giant. About a month later, that player got a new job and had to leave the campaign. So one day in a tavern, he turned to dust, and the couplets fell to the floor. At which point, our small, fearless Smokey, who is a rogue and loves to collect shiny things, picked up the couplet and got herself locked into servitude to this storm giant king. It honestly, the campaign has been intense, but recently, literally in the last session, after having 6-7 months of Brutus being gone, she found herself taken to the castle of the giant because one of her couplets had disappeared. She only had her left couplet. And when she got there, the giant was confused because in his laboratory there was this large hourglass full of sand, which the faces of the previous wearers of the couplets were inside, but it had exploded, and Smokey found in the laboratory the body of Brutus with one of the couplets on his right arm. So she hit her arm to his arm, teleported them both back to the standard area. Thank you, Mikey. And we've just brought Brutus back in because the player has managed to rejoin us this week. So there's now 2 people with 1 couplet each, and they are now in paired servitude to the giant. And this came about because Smokey died. Smokey died about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and ended up in hell. So by doing this, it kind of confused the couplets, because when you die, the couplets move on to a new owner. But she technically did die, but was brought back by a confusing story mechanic. She has a favour from a fallen god, but that's a whole nother story. But that is my WLS campaign, which we run every Tuesday from home. It's not something that I stream or record, but I am thinking of doing a series on TikTok of a series on TikTok where I will properly explain the story with some imagery, so people can follow it along. Yeah, no, it's not something we record or stream. Sadly, it's just a personal home game which I put a lot of time into. But I am thinking of doing a series so that I can share it, because we have so much fun, and the actual stories that we are telling are I think quite good, and that's bias from me. Question: how do you deal with the players doing something you never anticipated? I know I can't make a response for everything, but like, say theoretically, the character gets drunk, vomits and tries to slide on it. How do you handle that situation, because it's so random? That's finally the way. It sounds lovely. Well, I have an added advantage that I'm quite good with improvisation, because I come from a theatre background. I have toured as a professional theatre in pantomime and dramas and comedies, so I'm very good at thinking on my feet, which I think really helps for my DMing style. But I think the ultimate advice for how to deal with players going off track is to not set yourself the limits to start with too much. Have an idea of what you would like them to achieve. Say, oh, you need to collect this book from that library. But knowing fully well, there's a chance they're going to go, we could do that, but there's a squirrel on that tree, so let's go and knock the tree down to steal the squirrel's nuts. Just go with it. Just be willing to kind of roll with the punches and allow the players to have fun, because that is the key thing. As long as you're having fun and they're having fun, that is really the only target, in my opinion. There's nothing wrong with wanting them to do a certain thing, and you can always gently steer them back into it. So, oh, they've They've knocked that tree down. They've stolen the nuts. But the library is holding an open day, so actually there's a reason to go in there. So entice them in. Throw a magic item their way. I love a magic item. I've just created a whole load of magic items to throw into my world. Mikey, this is something you cannot tell your mum, because Mikey's mum is one of my players. I just don't want to get to a point where I don't know how to continue. No, that is really fair, because going off on a tangent is one thing, but derailing everything, it can be a really hard thing to come back from. And I think it's knowing when to pull them back a little bit. My players are quite good at following the stream of thought, but it takes practice, it does. Allow them to have fun, allow them to go off track a little bit, and then find a way of pulling it back round. If it's as simple as there's some bandits out front of the town who are pestering the local farmers, could you please go and dispatch them for us? And the party are like, no, we don't want to do that. We want to go knock another tree down, see if we can find another squirrel. Let them do it. Honestly, let them do it for a little bit. Don't let them kill hours on it. But then, because they will naturally move on to something else eventually. You can then be like, oh, you're now going to that shop. The problem is, you arrive at the shop and the shopkeeper is distraught. A couple of the bandits had stumbled in earlier this morning, drunk off their face, and they've ransacked the shop. Well, if you help get rid of them, I'll give you a discount on the shop. Better yet, I've got this thing which I will happily gift you if you can get rid of them and retrieve this thing they stole from me. Be willing to mould your plans enough that you can get them back on track, but without sacrificing the story you want to tell. But just remember that wanting to tell the story shouldn't lock you into railroading them too much. I did a YouTube game for a company me and Mandy Pants advertised for. I definitely yes. Let me put that up on the screen for a minute. Let me go back to the just chatting screen. Yes, me and Mikey are ambassadors for Crescent Moon Alchemy, tabletop role-playing game stuff. My code is MandyPants101. Feel free to use that if you do buy anything. You'll get 10% on your order, and it's always nice. What's this here? I don't know. Advertised for a def. I feel like I had moments where I failed as a DM. As long as the players had a good time, then you have successfully DM'd a game. Alright, so let them do their thing and eventually bring it back round with a consequence, not necessarily bad, just cause and effect. Yeah, honestly, that is the perfect way to sum it up. Now, obviously, you will know the people I assume you know all the people you're playing with. I think you said you did. You'll know the people you're playing with, and you'll know the kind of tone they tend to play with. You'll know if they're likely to try and do something inappropriate or rude, or maybe there's something you're not willing to have at the table. It's good to have lines and don't let people cross them. But as long as they're having fun and you think you can pull it back, do. And honestly, if it's a one shot and they want to go off track so much that you think, I don't know if I can get back to this, just say, do what I do, this is my trick. I'm just going to shoot the toilet, guys. Just going to shoot the toilet, and then we'll carry on. Take a quick break, collect your thoughts, have a drink, and just think, can I get this back on track easily without killing loads of time? If not, is there a way I can go in a different direction but kind of amalgamate some of my ideas into that, so I'm still getting something from my original plan out of this? Like, my friend who plays Brutus also DMs. He was running Curse of Strahd with a group and has now transitioned into Spelljammer, which is D&D in space, because somehow his Strahd party in Barovia ended up going into space. and he thought, well, instead of forcing them back on this trail they clearly were interested in but not enough to stick with it fully, maybe we stick with that now, we do that. Alright, so let them, what was Edwin's thing? Also, with a one-shot, you might make clear to players before the game starts, you are here to do this, you're here to explore an abandoned mansion. Yeah, if you know what you want to do, come up with a premise. When I do one-shots, I tend to put a little blurb in the group chat with them. I tend to start a group chat for it, unless I already have one. And I'll say, for example, my orphanage one, I would say, so you're going to Blossom Hug's Home for Lost Children. Parents have gone in, they've not come out, and the local authorities are worried. You have been brought in as a arm of mercenaries to find out where the parents are going and make sure that the children are safeguarded, and remove them if you have to. So they're given a goal, and they know what they've got to do before the session. That way you've kind of set your boundary a little bit. Good evening! I'm trying to figure out your name. Is it Holy Pepper? Hello, Hoy. Hoy. Wonderful. Hoy is enough. Well, welcome, Hoy. Welcome to the stream. It's a pleasure to have you here. We were just talking to Corralled Soul, who is going to be hosting a one-shot soon, and was questioning about how you can keep players on track, or if they do go off track, the best way to maybe gently nudge them back on course a little bit. We were doing some character designing, but I think we'll probably call it on that. Where were we? I think we finished the mother dough. We did. So what I'll do is I'm going to print that to a PDF. So we haven't got to worry about it. Hoy Leppa. I may be many things, but I am not Holy Pepper. Well, that's good to hear. Okay, let's go back and just drop that down one. Save this and then we'll carry on with the chit chat. I feel like I should have had another drink up here. My throat is very dry. Right, so we're going to save that to a PDF. And then we're going to go when it decides to do what it's doing. Okay. Mother dough. Okay. So I've saved that, so we're not going to worry about losing any of that. So how are you on this fine day, Hoy? So, Corralled Soul. So you were saying, oh, here we go. Maybe even give this goal before the players make characters for a one-shot of the premise. You're here to explore an abandoned mansion. Might also suggest to players, okay, we will be inside a building for most of this and not create characters that work at extreme long range or want to hide their horse everywhere. Conflicted, thanks for asking. Well, sorry to hear that. Hopefully, our random D&D musings might help alleviate some of that stress. But yeah, what Edwin is saying I think is really, really important, because if you set the boundaries of your one-shot openly, but not as you can't do that, but simply as, guys, we're going to be in a mansion, we're going to be exploring it, there will be a goal. If you're willing to tell them a base synopsis of the goal before you play, that's even better. So we're going to be in this place. So realistically, you might want to tailor your characters to a indoors kind of experience. So ranged characters are fine, but just be aware they might not be the best tailored. I will say my personal approach to players creating characters is come up with an idea for the character that you would like to play and play it. I'm not one for mechanically building a party. Whenever I get a player who wants to join or change a character, I ask them not to consider what the rest of the party is. I want them to just have a character they're happy to develop and play. So I think you can adapt a character to pretty much any situation, but it is important to set expectations so that they know, well, I wanted to play a character that I've developed, I've had in my D&D Beyond for years, who is a fire-based character. Everything they do is fire. They love the heat, they love hot, and their powers pull on the heat. For you to then be like, well, actually this entire one-shot's going to be taking up in, like, the frozen north, so it's going to be all snow. Just give them the expectation so that they know realistically what they're going to get. I find the approach good. You clearly tell them what they have to expect, and a archer in a small room is a bad idea. Exactly. Tell them if they want to play the characters that might not suit the scenario, that's okay. They are welcome to. But just let them know it might not be the best approach, or they might need to think out of the box to handle things. I played as a rogue in a few campaigns of Strahd early on, and I built him around being a bit of a con man. He would take contracts to make money, basically. But he had no real cool abilities. He could levitate once a day, and he had a whip. So the best he could do was like use his whip and kind of levitate over to somewhere, because he couldn't push himself. So I had to be creative about how to get around things. And I think that's the thing. Just say, look, the character you want to build, great idea, but the scenario we're going into might not be harnessed best for them. But if you do want to play that character, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that you might need to be a little bit creative with your solutions. Oh, pardon me. Your throat is paying today. Where are we? You play the whole campaign in the middle of a city, so Fireball is a really dangerous spell for everyone, yourself included. I find they don't mind who's around when they cast Fireball. From my experience, you can put them in a locked room with enough room for the 5 people to stand in, and they'll still happily use Dragon's Breath or Fireball. Doesn't matter. I think I might build a few rooms, then talk about what everyone wants you to play, then add a few sections where everyone can have a moment. Yeah, not a bad idea, but don't get too locked in. There's no team in Fireball. Don't get too locked into every player needs to have their one standout moment, because you risk a certain player taking it too literal that that's their moment. It needs to stay collaborative. There's nothing wrong with spotlighting a character for a little bit if that's how the story needs to be. I like building multiple rooms. I think having options of where they can go. It's been 10 years since I played D&D or other tabletop RPG. Oh, that's fair. I mean, that's far too long to not roll a good clickety-clackety in my opinion, but you need to get back into it. That's all I can say. But yeah, corralled. I think building lots of rooms with different things in it is great. Set them a goal, so maybe they've got to collect something that might be in one of the rooms, or they've got to get a clue from one room to do something in another room. But just remember that there's a chance they might not visit every room, or they might rush through one of the rooms. So just keep it in mind to be flexible on how you handle that. But I think it sounds like you've got an idea of what you're going to do. Do you know why they're investigating the mansion? Do you know, or do you have an idea what your big bad will be? Because if you have an idea what you want your creature or your thing to be, you can work towards it. Like the creatures I'm building tonight, my sentient pastries, was a random idea I had the other day. They'd already been to this bakery and left. And I had an idea of, wouldn't it be fun if pastries came to life? And then I went, we're doing that. I will make that work. And luckily, the players went back to that bakery in the next session, and they've ended the session there. Yeah, sentient pastries. The 3 creatures I've just created this evening are a croissant critter, which is a large rugby ball sized croissant frog. So it's a frog shaped croissant basically. That has been brought to life by this rogue magic that has released itself upon the bakery. So the pastries come to life. It hops along, it uses its tongue to kind of pull people in and eat them basically. Then there is also a smokestack salamander, which if you imagine a cinnamon bun, how it's got the kind of coil in it, imagine it's pulled up a little bit like a little chimney, but it's also got the little leg, tail and the little head of a salamander, and it fires boiling hot icing out of the top of it like a little volcano. And then the main thing that they are going to combat at the end of it is in the back of the bakery, in the main room that they're cooking in, there is a large vat full of dough that is proving, which means rising if you don't know. And it's also been given sentience, and I've called it the mother dough. And basically it is just going to... I'm alright, it's just my throat's a little bit dry. Thank you for asking though. But this dough has come to life. It's going to try and grow every couple of rounds, grapple some players, and when it gets to a certain number of rounds, it's going to suddenly have grown enough and realise it wants to be baked, and it's going to crawl into the nearest big oven. And if it's got some players grappled, it's going to try and take them with it. There's no iron team, however, there are 6 in... Where are we? 6 in... Fuck it, I don't care how big the room is, I cast Fireball. Yes, there are. Well, it's not stranger than the day before Thanksgiving, where the party is closed in a meat factory, and the headless turkeys rise again to get revenge on the humans, leaded by the feathered one. I like it. Zombie headless turkeys. I appreciate it. How are we doing? Goodness gracious me, what just happened there? My screen glitched out a little bit. How are we doing on here? How long have we been live for? I can't see that on here. Yes, I can. 3.5 hours. Not bad at all. Probably wrap it up in the next 10-15 minutes. I'd like to be in bed by 1 when I've got work in the morning, but I'm not going to rush off just yet. Do I have any of my juice left? I wonder if I can get some more out of here. That's a bit better. Sometimes I need to ask myself what's wrong with my brain. No, never think anything's wrong with your brain. Just think that your brain works differently. My brain works very differently, and that's not always good. Thank you for giving me your thoughts. I'll keep those in mind. No, of course, Crowd Soul. That's more than... Well, you're more than welcome. As I said, I believe that D&D is a collaborative experience, and I think sometimes that needs to be in the planning of it, because it does take a lot to plan it. I've got people I talk to, like my player who plays Brutus the Goliath. He DMs and just lives down the road, and we regularly go sit outside of Spoons and have a chat and, you know, just mill over ideas. Now he's back in the campaign, we won't mill over the ideas as much, but yeah, using people as a sounding board is a great way to kind of just hear the ideas out loud. And maybe you say it out loud or in a text and think, actually, now I've written it down, I don't like that, or I do like that. So you are more than welcome. As we do kind of roll towards the end of the stream, I just want to say thank you to everyone for joining us for this D&D stream. It's the first proper D&D chatty stream I've done for a while. And having some lovely people here to chat to has been great. If you're not following already, please do consider dropping me a follow so you don't miss future streams. I stream 3 to 4 times a week. Monday nights I play Ark Survival Evolved with a couple of people. We've got a world that we are constantly building and adventuring. Some Mondays we pull from this pot of challenges to do. Then on a Wednesday it's Whatever Wednesdays, when I basically do something random. Maybe Thank you for the follow, Hoy. That means a lot. Oh, that's not the image I was going to use. We'll have to update that. Whatever Wednesdays is a day where we do something a bit different. There's no guarantee it's going to be a gaming stream. It could be a D&D prep. It could be a random activity. It could just be me drawing a map or just sitting and having a chat, reading a book, discussing something current. Friday night is my sporadic stream where it's called Fridays with Friends. It's a multiplayer game where I play with other people. And it might be Fortnite, it might be Dead by Daylight, it might be another Ark session. It's just something with other people. Maybe it's some Among Us. And then Sunday nights, I play a solo game. It's Solo Sundays, where I get into a story game. So this coming Sunday will be my final stream for Alone in the Dark, the 2024 version of the game. So if you're about, please feel free to jump in and say hello. Thanks for the stream. You're more than welcome, Paper Pigeon. I've never played D&D and honestly don't have the faintest clue what all these words mean. But the amount of creativity in this chat tonight has been amazing. Honestly, Paper Pigeon, D&D can seem so overwhelming, but that's only because there's a lot of information on the surface that you can look underneath. At its core, it's rolling some dice with your friends and making up stories and adventures and having a good time. That's all it really is. And if it's not, then I think you're doing it wrong. Paper Pigeon is one of our regular viewers. She likes to watch our dinosaurs, and she recently dropped a subscription, which is incredible, and I will say thank you once again. Thank you again for the follow, Hoy. That does mean a lot. Corralled and Edwin, please feel free to consider dropping a follow. It would be nice to have you back again. You've been pleasures to talk to so far. As I said, my next stream should be Friday night, which is again at 9 o'clock. The only reason it wouldn't be is if personal plans change. Friday night is the stream where, if I have personal commitments to fulfill, that's the stream that might duck down. But Mondays, Wednesdays and Sundays are every week, whatever, unless I'm on holiday or ill. But I do have children and family to also contend with, so sometimes Fridays have to take a little step back. I also have the Mandy Clan Community Discord. Pigeon will be sick of hearing about this by now, but it is a small, friendly community over on Discord. The link is in the About panel. Click on the Discord bit and it'll send you straight to it. We have tabs discussing the TikTok lives. I can confirm Mandy's streams are always the best chaotic fun, and you should all consider following. Oh, thank you so much, Pigeon. That is a lovely quote, and I may snippet that for a clip because that is lovely. But honestly, I would consider the Discord. It's a nice place to be. You get updates when I go live. There are food-based channels there. I'm looking at doing a series on my secondary food channel, Munch with Mandy, because Mr. Mandy Pants, where basically I'm going to work my way through every meat that you can legally and ethically source in the UK and cook them up, because I'm a trained chef, you see. So I want to just see the difference in all the meat. And my first meat is going to be kangaroo in a couple of weeks, I believe. Oh no, I dropped my blue tack. I've got it. I picked up my blue tack. We can all stop panicking. There's no need to panic. Okay, let me just drop that down. Whew. What time is it? 35 past. Yeah, we'll give it another 5-10 minutes. I'm not in any rush. I've just got to be up at 7:30 to head into work. So if I can get this movement. So don't forget that I've also got Crescent Moon Alchemy Co., which if you see I keep getting the side. If you see these bottles here, these are glass water bottles with a little compartment at the top that you can keep a set of dice in. Now, Crescent Moon Alchemy Company is a American-based company that creates merchandise based around D&D. So they do dice potions, which are little bottles with dice in it that you can shake, and they show you a dice to roll. They do custom backpacks, and by custom I mean they do backpacks that they have made and designed. Pardon me. as well as a load of other really cool things. The link to their page is in my link tree in the description. If you do see anything you like, pop it in your basket, and at the checkout use the discount code MandyPants101 and you'll get 10% off of your order. It's definitely worth checking out. Their stuff is really good. They are an American-based company, so if you can kind of, you know, group together with a couple of other people who are interested in getting some stuff, you can save on the fee if you're not in America as well for the delivery. But it's well worth it. Mikey can vouch for it as a fellow ambassador for the company and someone who has a lot of stuff by them, that their stuff is really good, and they are constantly working on new things. And I have heard through the grapevine they've got some really interesting stuff coming up in the future, so it's definitely worth checking out. And that's Crescent Moon Alchemy Company. It's definitely worth having a look at. So I'll get rid of that. If you are going into the link tree, you can find in the link tree the link for the Discord, my TikTok, my YouTube, my Instagram, which is at Mr. Mandypants. Please feel free to look at them, follow any that you want. There's no pressure to do so. I believe there's also a link to my Amazon wishlist. You can look in there. No pressure for anything. You don't need to buy anything, but it's there if you want to. There is also a link to my Cameo, which is something that I don't really push very often because I do not feel like I should be on Cameo, but they invited me because of my okay TikTok following. I love them. I've worked with them for years. Yeah, Mikey is a seasoned Crescent Moon Alchemy ambassador, and I'm fairly new on board with them, but their stuff is really good, especially if you are a D&D fan. And even if you're not, their bag is worth buying because it's pretty cool. Put that there. What time is it? We'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll head off. So again, if you haven't had a chance to follow yet, please consider dropping us a follow so you don't miss future streams. It's been a pleasure to talk to you all so far. Where are we with the view? I won't do a raid. Pardon me, turn that around. There we go. Let's also get rid of the Nat 20 roll sign. Boop, that's gone. We will close down that stuff in a minute. We did a funny video together for them. We did. You can check out my TikTok, which is at Mr. Mandypants, to see the videos we've done for Crescent Moon Alchemy. As Mikey did come and visit last week, as he does not live nearby. I'm sitting so close that this chair is squeaking on the wall. And you can check out the videos there as well as my other content. I would love to see you all over on the TikTok. I do post highlight clips from my gaming streams. Mikey does also create the clip for me as he goes, as he's one of my trusty mods. But the TikTok is comedy skits, D&D lip syncs, just a bit of me really. You can check me out on YouTube, which is at Mr. Mandypants again. Again, the link's in my link tree in the description. I do challenge videos over on YouTube, but I do follow me monthly vlogs at the moment, where you can get a little glimpse into the chaotic life that I lead, and I will be doing some more content over there as well. Instagram's a little bit more sporadic, but I upload it when I can and when I've got stuff worth putting out. But as we're about to hit 20 to 1, I am going to say thank you all so much for watching. It is appreciated that you are willing to sit there and listen to me ramble for, honestly, not far off of 4 hours. If you're new here and this is your first time in chat, well, thank you very much for speaking out and saying hello. I'm glad that you're here. Feel free to join the community, drop me a follow, and hopefully I will see you next time. Show some love for the people in the chat. Pigeon, Mikey, Crowd Soul. Who else we got? We've got Edwin. We've got Hoy. I don't know who else we've had this evening. We've had Pain of Nag. I think that's the regular chatters this evening. But honestly, thank you so much for watching. Look after yourself. And just enjoy every day as it comes. And I will see you on the next stream. Look after yourselves. Don't forget I love you all muchly. And I will say toodle pip. Look after yourselves, guys. Thank you very much.